Ignite. Ignite. To catch fire or cause to catch fire. It is still a mystery as to how the gas leak ignited and burned down the apartment. Urban. Urban. Connected with a town or city. Urban areas usually have high crime rates. Frank. Frank. Honest and direct in what you say. To be frank with you, she did that just so she could avoid you. Novel. Novel. New and original, not like anything seen before. The poem earned an award for its novel style and concept. Alleviate. Alleviate. To make suffering, or a problem less severe. Practicing yoga on a regular basis can help alleviate muscle pain. Hostile. Hostile. Aggressive or unfriendly and ready to argue or fight. We moved last week because we couldn't bear living in such a hostile neighborhood. Abolish. Abolish. To officially end a law, a system, or an institution. The death penalty should be abolished as it violates the human right to live. Allocate. Allocate. Distribute resources or duties for a particular purpose. We must allocate our time for work and leisure activities wisely. Picturesque. Picturesque. To describe a place as very pretty or charming, like a painted picture. The picturesque village is a tourist attraction. Lucrative. Lucrative. Making a large amount of money or profit. John made a lucrative income through social media management.
Discord. Discord. Disagreement between people or organizations. Negotiations between rich and poor nations are a source of discord. Gist. Gist. Gist of something, the main or general meaning of content. I missed the class, so can you give me the gist of the lesson? Frugal. Frugal. Trying not to spend or waste money. I need to be frugal with my spending, since I have a low salary. Altercation. Altercation. A noisy argument or disagreement, especially in public. Two customers were having an altercation at the shop. Paramount. Paramount. More important than anything else. The safety of the children is our paramount concern. Riveting. Riveting. So interesting or exciting that it holds your attention completely. The audience was so interested by her riveting speech about her life story. Succulent. Succulent. fruit, vegetables, or meat containing a lot of juice and tasting good. My grandmother brought us a basket filled with succulent peaches. Curb. Curb. To control or limit something, especially something bad. He needs to learn to curb his temper. Frantic. Frantic. Done quickly and with a lot of activity, in a way that is not very well organized. I became more frantic as I tried to finish my homework before the 5 p.m. deadline. Denote. Denote. To be a sign of something. His frequent urination denotes that he may be diabetic. Advocate. Advocate. To support or recommend something publicly. Many protesters strongly advocate for a change in government policy. Demonstrate. Demonstrate. To show something clearly by giving proof or evidence. New research demonstrates that age-related memory loss is not inevitable. Reconcile. Reconcile. To find a way of dealing with two or more ideas that seem to be opposed to each other. It was hard to reconcile his busy career with spending time with his family. Philanthropic. Philanthropic. To help the poor and those in need, especially by giving money. The organization provides philanthropic support for those who suffer from disease. Detest. Detest. To hate somebody or something very much. I detest working on the weekend. Hasten. Hasten. To say or do something without delay. As our teacher began her lecture, I hastened to take down notes. Cherish. Cherish. To love somebody or something very much and want to protect them, or it. Parents should always cherish their children and not neglect them. Potent. Potent. Having a strong effect on your body or mind. Taking a walk in nature is a potent stress reliever. Affluent. Affluent. Having a lot of money and a good standard of living. Affluent consumers have a taste for luxury brands. Adverse. Adverse. Negative and unpleasant, not likely to produce a good result. The flight was cancelled due to adverse weather conditions. Attain. Attain. To succeed in getting something, usually after a lot of effort. He attained his goals through great time management and hard work. Admonish. Admonish. To tell someone firmly that you do not approve of something that they have done. The teacher admonished the student for being late for class. Ambivalent. Ambivalent. Having, or showing, both positive and negative feelings about somebody or something. I was quite ambivalent about the president's speech. Accentuate. Accentuate. To emphasize something, or make it easier to notice. Her short hair accentuates her round face. Abrasive. Abrasive. Rude and unkind, acting in a way that may hurt other people's feelings. Throughout her career she was known for her abrasive manner. Abstain. Abstain. To avoid something because it is bad for your health. I abstain from drinking alcohol. Clandestine. Clandestine. Done secretly, or kept secret. The government had a clandestine sale of weapons to a rogue state. Analysis. Analysis. The detailed study, or examination of something, in order to understand more about it. An analysis of the data demonstrates that the vaccine is working. Abrupt. Abrupt. Sudden and unexpected, often in an unpleasant way. His political career came to an abrupt end due to a fatal accident. Adhere. Adhere. To behave according to a particular law, rule, or set of instructions. The citizens adhere to the strict curfew. Appropriate. Appropriate. To take something, or somebody's ideas, for your own use, and without permission. An amateur musician sued a famous singer for appropriating his music. Aloof. Aloof. Not friendly or interested in other people. She is a cold and aloof woman who likes to be alone. Apprehend. Apprehend. To catch somebody and arrest them. The thief was apprehended after he stole some jewelry. Apprehensive. Apprehensive. Worried, or frightened, that something very bad may happen. The town citizens were apprehensive about the oncoming storm. Assimilate. Assimilate. To completely become a part of a country or community. Immigrants usually assimilate into the new culture and become contributing citizens. Aspect. Aspect. One part of a situation, problem, or idea. The pandemic has made a huge impact on every aspect of our lives. Adept. Adept. Great at doing something that is quite difficult, being skillful. My classmate is adept at solving math problems. Afflict. Afflict. To affect somebody, or something in a bad, unpleasant, or harmful way. My aunt was afflicted with chronic pain ever since she had an accident as a child. Abysmal. Abysmal. Extremely bad, a very low standard. He was fired from his new job because of his abysmal work performance. Acclimatize. Acclimatize. To get used to a new place, situation, or climate. It took me a few months to acclimatize to the new work environment. Acclaim. Acclaim. To praise someone or something publicly. His artwork was acclaimed as an amazing masterpiece. Abort. Abort. To end something before it has been completed, especially because it is likely to fail. The rocket launch was aborted due to some technical concerns. Attribute. Attribute. To say or believe that something is the result of a particular thing. He attributes his success to hard work. Amiable. Amiable. Friendly, and easy to like. His co-workers liked him because of his quiet and amiable personality. Alliance. Alliance. An agreement between countries, political parties, etc., to work together. Many countries form alliances to have mutual protection against an enemy nation. Astounding. Astounding. So surprising that it is difficult to believe. The new sales promotion was an astounding success. Akin. Akin. Similar to something. Her headphones were designed as akin to rabbit ears. Assailant. Assailant. A person who attacks somebody, especially physically, an attacker. Police reported that a 52-year-old assailant punched his wife. Arduous. Arduous. Involving a lot of effort and energy, especially over a period of time. Although the workouts were arduous, she still went every morning for 1 year. Alter. Alter. To become different, to make somebody or something change. After volunteering to help poor people, my view of life has been truly altered. Alternative. Alternative. A different plan or method. Another option. The phone is too expensive, so I want to find a cheaper alternative. Ascertain. Ascertain. To find out the true or correct information about something. It is hard to ascertain if information from the internet is true. Assertive. Assertive. Expressing opinions strongly and with confidence so that people take notice. Women need to be assertive in the workplace to make their opinions heard. Alienate. Alienate. To make somebody less friendly towards you, or cause people to avoid you. The content of his new videos are so different that it alienates his followers. Antagonize. Antagonize. To do something to make somebody angry with you. He sometimes antagonizes his neighbors by playing loud music. Acquainted. Acquainted. Familiar with something, having read, seen, or experienced it. The students are already acquainted with the topic. Audacity. Audacity. Behavior that is brave but likely to shock, upset, or offend people. He had the audacity to come 15 minutes late to the meeting. Accompany. Accompany. To travel, or go somewhere with somebody, or something. My assistant accompanied me during the whole business trip. Agnostic. Agnostic. Having the belief that it is not possible to know whether God exists or not. Gary is unsure about religion and God, so he is agnostic. Aggravate. Aggravate. To make an illness, or a bad situation worse. Pollution can aggravate asthma. Appease. Appease. To make somebody calmer, or less angry by giving them what they want. The politician managed to appease the journalists by giving them an interview. Annex. Annex. To take control of a country, region, etc., especially by force. The Crimean Peninsula was annexed by Russia in 2014. Divulge. Divulge. To give someone information that is supposed to be secret. Police refused to divulge the identity of the suspect. Instigate. Instigate. To make something start, or happen, usually something official. The company has instigated worker policy reform. Perplex. Perplex. If something perplexes you, it makes you confused because you do not understand. His sudden decision to leave the company perplexes his co-workers. Forte. Forte. A thing that somebody does particularly well. Thinking outside the box is my forte. Destitute. Destitute. Without money, food, and the other things necessary for life. I see a destitute old man looking for food in the dumpster. Stifle. Stifle. To prevent something from happening, to prevent a feeling from being expressed. Over-controlling parents stifle their children's growth, creativity, and independence. Pliable. Pliable. Easy to influence or control. Children have pliable minds. Ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Seeming to be everywhere, or in several places at the same time, very common. Mobile phones are ubiquitous. Frivolous. Frivolous. Silly or funny, especially when such behavior is not suitable. Most adults think playing computer games is frivolous. Polarize. Polarize. To separate, or make people separate into two groups, with completely opposite opinions. Discussions about legalizing recreational drugs is often polarizing. Overarching. Overarching. Very important, because it includes, or influences many things. We need to take an overarching look at how we run our elections. Deem. Deem. To have a particular opinion about somebody, or something, consider. Some people deem people who are unemployed to be lazy. Pragmatic. Pragmatic. Solving problems in a practical and sensible way. We need to use pragmatic solutions for the rising unemployment rates. Perpetuate. Perpetuate. To make something such as a bad situation, a belief, etc., continue for a long time. Some government policies perpetuate racial inequity. Contrive. Contrive. To manage to do something despite difficulties. She contrived to spend a couple of hours studying for the test every night. Convoluted. Convoluted. Extremely complicated, and difficult to follow. It takes a skilled engineer to fix such a convoluted piping system. Dissipate. Dissipate. To gradually become, or make something become weaker, until it disappears. The crowd's anger dissipated after hours of rioting. Imminent. Imminent. Likely to happen very soon, especially if something unpleasant. Inflation is imminent as the government spends more money. Acquiesce. Acquiesce. To accept something without arguing, even if you do not really agree with it. The company acquiesced to the customer's demands and lowered their product price. Foster. Foster. To encourage something to develop, encourage, promote. They aim to foster innovation in their company. Fester. Fester. A negative feeling becomes worse, and more intense over time. A toxic work culture festers at our company. Palatable. Palatable. Food or drink having a pleasant, or acceptable taste. The exotic food that we ordered last night was quite surprisingly palatable. Unprecedented. Unprecedented. Something that has never happened, been done, or been known before. The whole world was not prepared to face such an unprecedented crisis. Contempt. Contempt. The feeling that somebody or something is without value and deserves no respect at all. The manager spoke about his lazy workers with contempt. Finesse. Finesse. Great skill in dealing with people or situations, especially in a light and careful way. The manager dealt with the angry customer with patience and finesse. Coerce. Coerce. To force somebody to do something by using threats. The boss coerces his staff to work overtime by threatening to fire them. Encapsulate. Encapsulate. To express the most important parts of something in a few words. It is very difficult to encapsulate historic events into a single one-hour documentary. Stigmatize. Stigmatize. To describe somebody or something unfairly, suggesting that they are bad or do not deserve respect. People with mental illness are often stigmatized by the public.